Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Shadowrun 5e game, Run the Flood. We have our lovely whole party here. We're so happy to have our lovely Morningstar back with us. On that note, tonight we have, obviously, Morningstar, played by the Rissa Rave, Mojave, played by Daybreakathon, T103, played by Slippery Nos, Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodon, and Jason, played by Nascavian. And I need to drink some water. The GM is dying. All right. When we all last left off on our lovely adventures, to give a proper breakdown, the party had been alerted to their what should have been a simple milk run. Went after an individual. Once finding them, realizing unfortunately the object that they needed was not with them. After that misadventure, they went to where it should have been. T-posed for dominance over to a boat. It was not there as well, and in a moment, the two magical individuals of the party, Mojave and Cloudy, had a astral conversation with what seemed to be a mage member of the Kraken gang, who told them that if they come back in the morning, sometime around 8 or 9, that they would be able to meet with one of the bosses. They could work out a deal for the object in question. You all went home. All of you are waking up in the morning. We're going to say you'd have an hour to get ready, and you can head off to downtown. It's not very far from where you are. So, you all are waking up. You may wake up in whatever order. Have whatever conversation you'd like. Ask me any questions if you need update as well.
Okay, wonderful, amazing. Yes, I think that Morningstar is going to be the first one up, and he's going to be in the shower, cleaning themselves. But as they are showering, they are going to be trying to find out as much information as is possible about Kraken Gang.
Roll rumors.
Okay. I shall do rumors. I've got a 3.
Alright. Me having a moment. So, with local rumors, as it stands. Okay, at a moment. Kraken. The Kraken are what is known as a type of go gang called a water gang. Almost all of their functions are boats, and given that LA is half flooded, they have plenty of territory to run around on. They basically rule the entirety of the docks, marinas, and such. It is known that some smaller groups tend to have fights with Kraken boats, but they're big enough that the security forces are just either paid off or try to ignore them, because it is not a group that is easy to track down or fight. They're known mostly for arms dealing, and it's at least rumored drugs, but it's not entirely... No one's entirely certain about that part.
Okay. Is it fair to say that we have like a printer in the house? I imagine we do, right? All of a sudden the printer will turn on and start printing out that information that I've gathered. So whoever is nearest here will hear the printer come on and start hearing the sound of like paper rolling through. Just so that everybody has kind of clear knowledge while she's still in the shower cleaning herself.
I feel like Mojave hasn't actually been sleeping in the room he was sleeping in before since the door got broke down. He's still just been crashing on the couch. I feel like he hears the printer go off and then goes to investigate, but just this piece of paper means absolutely nothing to him. So just brings it back to the main room, kind of leaves it on the table, and is like, well, this is my life now.
that soy paper.
You guys would, I think, recognize, like, in the corner of the paper would be a little snake emoji, so you would know that it came from Morningstar.
Jason would would scan the paper and digitize it.
Oh my god. I swear to God, I'm coming in for common sense sake. You don't have a fucking fax machine. You just put it on the TV. The data is just up on the TV like a bulletin board because, oh my lord.
Yeah, paper's not really a thing by and large. You think we have trees? You think we have trees
know,
that the
dude.
Nan isn't going to violently protect? Absolutely not.
Listen, I don't know. I grew up in a lab. I don't know. Okay.
That's fair.
Well, regardless, the TV bulletin board flicking on wakes Mojave, and he cannot make heads or tails of the information on the screen, so it's just left to be like, okay, this is my life, that's fine. Somebody else will make sense of this.
Information will just be put up on the TV, and you'll see like little moving snake emoji on the side, so you'll know that it's from Morningstar.
I think by that point he's probably getting out of the shower and getting ready to go.
When were we supposed to meet up with them again? Was
Between-
our date set or time set?
He literally said, come back tomorrow about 8 or 9.
Oh, in the morning. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then up bright and early, washed off, and somewhat clean. The clothes, I don't know whether they're properly washed, but clean enough. Clean enough. So yeah. Look through the stuff on the bulletin board, and what specifically did you put up there again? Just like Kraken information,
Kraken's
like numbers,
everything
areas.
Yeah, everything about the Kraken gang that could be pulled up on local rumors. They are rumored to be a drug-running business, but there's no confirmed information on that. Otherwise, they are likely armed, because that's one of the things that is confirmed, right?
Yeah, they're arms dealers.
Yeah. So, likely
Arms dealers
And
or
it's
arms
probably-
stealers?
Both.
Yes.
Probably both.
Yes.
Probably both.
You would see
Okay.
that. You'd see that highlighted, like just digitally highlighted and
know what?
bolded. Like,
You got a
hey.
3. You have a recent news story. Kraken, a group of 17 Kraken boats commandeered and stole the entire inventory of a knight-errant transport ship.
What?
Oh, we gotta go get our hands on that.
Okay, so
17
this is what happens.
took down an iron ship?
Yep,
This is
Or
what
19
happens, okay?
boats.
17
You
boats.
guys get the like.
Or 17 boats.
You
Sorry.
guys get the basic stuff first, right? And then all of a sudden, there's just like, fully zoomed in, fucking blasted all over the fucking TV is this news article of what they've done with these 17 boats and what they've stolen. So, all
Mojave
that
just-
is put up there of like urgent.
Staring at it, completely uncomprehending, and just sort of goes over to nudge Cloudy and just, would you mind telling me what that says? Because
He is currently staring like a little bit wide-eyed, just kind of like. So 17 of those boats took down. You know who Knight Errant are? Do you know Knight Errant?
Jason does.
Oh yeah.
What does Jason say?
If you are in the room, you know what
Knight
Knight-errant
Errant.
is. Knight-errant is the
Yes.
security forces for Ares. But no, Mojave, you might not know what Knight-errant is. Other
No.
than the cops, they are in the city as a smaller presence, comparatively.
So do you know the difference between cops and SWAT?
I stay away from all of them.
Do you at least know the difference? Do you at least know the difference?
Well,
Not
I'll
in
give
so
you a
many
hint.
words.
the van we ride around in is former Knight Errant. They're always decked out in
Oh.
the best gear, Ares.
I see. Okay, so bad news. Got it.
Cloudy will kind of just roll his eyes a little bit at the. Oh, they always wear the best airy shit. I'm kind of like, their stuff is very
It's
good,
not great.
and they're very well trained. And well, when 17 of those ships, so probably no more than 20, 30 members, are able to take on a full knight errant ship, and they aren't immediately cracked down on, there's something going on there.
Okay,
There's
so we got
definitely something
some
going on there.
Real bad news then.
He will join them at this point,
Morningstar.
all dressed up and
Yeah.
ready. Comment.
Yeah, Morningstar will come out and is like still got like a towel on their neck, but like is fully clothed and has all of their things, and is like, oh, I see that you guys have got the article. Yes, it's not great.
Knight Errant doesn't always do anything, even when they're supposed to. So it really depends.
They usually don't do things when it's for, go to the people. They're not heroes. But when it's their own shit that gets stolen, they usually crack down. They usually don't take that kind of thing lying down. They're... Oof.
17 boats is quite a lot. I don't know which was on each of these boats, but you can bet you with high-level things that are no longer in their possession.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will have to do big punch tea. I think should we have to deal with these people. You mentioned earlier that we will be meeting boss of Kraken game. Yes.
Yeah, that's what the jellyfish guy said.
Jellyfish guy. Oh, that's right. You did magic stuff. Okay.
Yeah, he had
I
a magic jellyfish
swore he was
thing.
a squid. I'm pretty
Well,
sure it was a squid.
there was a jellyfish watcher spirit that was his, and then he was a squid.
He had a squid face. Mojave does take his hand and place it below his chin, wiggling fingers to emulate tentacles.
Okay, cool. Wonderful,
Okay.
wonderful. I love to hear it. Okay, so cool. So we have weapons prepared. I will get any more information I can possibly get that will be useful to us, but otherwise I think it is just a matter of we'll know when we get there.
Talking it over. Were you able to get any info on their boss?
Oh,
You know what? I can give you that for rumors.
okay.
Far as you can tell, the structure of Kraken is there are 5 major players. There is a big boss that is only ever referred to as either the Kraken herself. So it's known it's a woman, or is referred to as the Guardian of Death.
So,
Under-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Under her, there are known to be 5, as it's put, captains. And those 5 captains are under the Kraken. Their names and
Okay.
faces are not well known.
Okay. So, here's what I know is female, right? Kraken female. Said to be guardian of death, and that there are 5 captains beneath her. But the thing is that
Guardian
no
of
one really knows
Death?
their name. Yeah, no, it sounds really dramatic to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Guardian of death. And then 5 captains whose names and business is pretty unknown that is beneath her. That's as far as the information goes. At least as of right now.
So was this boss referred to with pronouns? Was there a pronoun game?
When you
She, her, as far as I understand.
No, this is directly to storyteller. What the boss
Oh,
was
I
telling
thought you were
us
asking
was
Morningstar.
he, she.
when
Like-
when the guy what the guy told you was come back and he said the boss, but that was sort of it. But he said it, you do know that he said it in a pretty nonchalant way. I'm going to common
Okay,
sense it.
not reverently. Not
Yeah.
reverently, not
There's
the holder of death, the one
Yeah.
that will hold it a bit. No, none of that shit.
There's a strong
Okay,
shot.
so probably
he's
the
referring to
captain.
one of the captains, not the Kraken herself.
All right. Okay.
Now, my question is, this Kraken character, are they squid or octopus?
From what I understand, Kraken is like mythological squid.
Squid?
But like some,
Okay.
yeah, but then there's like some mythology that sort of makes it look a little bit more like octopus.
So wait.
And then
Wait. What's the difference?
Yes,
One has a pointy
That is
head,
a
the
great
other one
question.
does not.
Oh, okay.
yes. And then there's some mythologies where it's just basically like a bunch of tentacles and teeth, and that's it. So it really depends what mythology that you subscribe to.
And actual
That guy
player
we
knowledge is
talked-
being forgone here with the extra weird long extra tentacles and all the other morphological shit. No. One has a pointy head, the other one doesn't.
Yep. Same.
Your G-
Oh yes. Oh
I
yes.
want you to know your GM is just staring down at the art screen they made. He went, yes, the tentacles.
I'm like, how do I simplify this? But also, like, how much would Morningstar really know about a
Exactly.
Kraken?
The Kraken is
I
a
know things.
mythological
I know a lot
monster.
of things. Mojave don't got a
With
clue.
lots and lots of tentacles. The tentacles are the most important part.
Yes.
That's all you really need to know.
All that needs to be known about a Kraken is just tentacles.
Well, the guy we talked to had a pointy head, didn't he?
Oh, so he was like actual squid dude?
He has squid face.
I did
That
say
makes me like
I-
weirdly uncomfortable.
I technically
It was more
said
illithid?
so
That makes me even more uncomfortable.
It's like a mix of a squid and an octopus. It's kind of pointy. It's kind of rounded.
Okay, they.
Here's
It's,
my
I'm
thing
just
is
going
that,
to
like-
send you a picture. I'm going to send
actually,
you a picture
you're
instead
right.
of a word
Why in the
picture.
world that anyone in chat who wants to understand, just go to D&D Illithid. You'll find it. Look at that thing.
I
or
don't.
Mind
I
Flayer.
will say you say elephant, and I'm just like,
Mind
don't like
Flayer.
it. Mind flayers are scary as shit.
They are. And they're my favorite.
Incredible. Yes. No, we love them because monsters, but also a little bit like we respect because they're scary.
But also,
So right, and so Morningstar, however, who is not the same as me, is like, I don't know how much I feel comfortable with like squid head person. I don't know. That feels very much like maybe not great.
I mean, Cloudy and
He
I,
didn't try to do anything to you.
we was talking. We don't know if he has a real squid head or if it's just a thingy in the magic space. But he was just kind of talking, and the fact that he was talking instead of just frying us is probably a good sign.
Definitely. It's interesting that you describe the magic space very similar to how it is for me in AR or in VR. It's sort of similar that the person can look much different than how they look in real life in VR.
Yeah, that's
example, in
less
VR, I look
common.
like Snake.
That is less common in the spirit worlds, where that
Oh,
is
I see.
literally your soul being projected. He identifies with squid tentacles for his face, deep in his bones. There's
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
He's real
I mean,
committed in one way or the other.
I wonder in Magic Space what I look like to you. Because in VR, I look like more like my mother, like full Snake. I do not have legs there. Or is that not how it works?
So, in the spirit worlds, when you can't separate yourself, it's just you. You look like you.
Oh,
Platter of cereal being made in
your-
the kitchen.
Morningstar just
There-
nods
there's-
and is like, weird.
Tea
There are
looks like
certain
hacking
parts of you
himself.
that'll fade out. Yeah. There are parts of you that'll fade out if you replace parts of yourself with technology. And I'll look towards literally the other two members that have had parts of their, like, I don't know, brainstem ripped out to have extra little super speedy bits replaced in for Jason, and entire
There's a
arms
lot.
removed.
People don't have eyes.
I will say that, like, the minute that you start doing that, Morningstar just goes like this because their eyes aren't. They're not real.
A lot
Yeah,
of
T is-
people don't have eyes.
T's arms and his skull, so he would just be like a torso and some legs.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
it's
like,
like,
like a floating brain. That's looking it, dog. Eating the cereal, staring at
And
you.
then we'll
amazing.
Oh God. And then the rest of it, kind of the emotions of a place that the people have felt there will linger in the air and mix together until then you can almost see how an entire city feels if you get a big enough view of it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's
there-
really
it usually-
overwhelming.
well,
Like a
imagine
sports stadium.
probably when you're looking up all the things you can find out. That's a lot of information too. It's just a different way of getting information.
Yes, I suppose. It's just mine is more like it is bunch of ones and zeros and it make picture basically, but I don't know how to describe it. It's easier to read than it is for me to really understand real life. Does that make sense?
It's a language you speak, so you speak it.
Yes.
I don't speak
And
it.
when
I-
when there's a language that's literally how you taste fear and see happiness and
Uh-huh.
can feel an cancer from someone else in your own bones, it can be a lot.
I'm
It can
so
be very
sorry.
overwhelming.
That does
It's
not sound like fun.
It makes doctoring real easier.
but
I
you can also see the pleasure, the happiness, the fondness. It's not all bad.
I think Morningstar is like a little bit mind blown on that last bit because now they're just like, whoa. Like, imagine being able to like sense someone's happiness so viscerally as if it is your own. So they're
Well-
like having a moment.
It can be real distracting, I'll tell you that much.
I think it might be a little bit fun, at least for the good ones. It would be fun to be able to feel other people's joy and whatnot.
It's you don't feel it like it's quite your own, but you can definitely it's imagine as if someone never hid their smile, and it's just there, imprinted there, plain as day.
Or it's like music, you know, when you listen to music, you can hear the happy bits and the sad bits, and you just kind of hear them. It's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love music very much. This is good metaphor. Right, we have mission to do. Is
Yeah.
everybody
I was
ready?
about to
do.
say, about this time,
do.
you all hear some frantic beep booping as Midori comes running down the hallway, trips down the stairs,
My
bounces
baby.
a couple times, hops back up on his legs, gets on the,
Catch him.
the bar, and then just full on like he is posed, and then just projects in front of him the fact that it is very, very close to it's like 7:45. Like
I love
We
him.
should in fact be
I'm
going.
going to.
We can have part of this conversation on the drive. Gosh.
I
Should we
picked
bring
him
the
up,
boy
and
with
I'm
us?
just gonna. I will definitely be bringing him with, and I like tuck him into the under part of my hoodie. I'm just like, get in there, so that he could just hang in the hoodie part. My jacket.
he kind of opens up part of himself so he can kind of flatten a little bit against your back, and he works his legs up so it almost looks like you're wearing a green choker.
I I love him. Yes, beautiful. Yep.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's my
How dare
favorite.
you.
He's my boy. Yeah. We fucking grab things, and I'm fucking shoving my feet in shoes and heading out.
And I will, unless you all have anything specific you'd like to do on the way there, we could easily all pop in the car and you'll all make it down to the marina at the correct time, around like 8:05. The marina is much more full in the parking lot. Obviously, it's early in the morning, so people have parked their cars or getting in fishing boats, things like that. The boat you had seen, with the, obviously, Morningstar was not fully with us when this happened, but the other night, the party did see a boat, very large boat, sail ship, that had a imprint of the Aquarius design, a jug flowing with water that was pouring over a very bright teal boat. The boat was known as Wajet, very ostentatious. It is no longer there. It is, in fact, gone. So at some point during the early morning hours, it was taken out. The long line of the bright, I believe downtown was the blue, if I'm not nuts. The bright blue boats with the silver squids up on the side are still there. You can see that there is a set of vehicles whose drivers are sat on the hoods of, almost like there's some smoking, others are just chatting and talking. But all of them share the fact that they are wearing only vests, no form of shirt or anything else underneath. And they are covered in these deep blue tattoos of various sea creatures. One very common one that is visible is a single tentacle, or at least a tentacle-like pattern design that wraps around their necks and their wrists. But other than that, it almost looks like they have like sailor or pirate type tattoos. Everyone's a little bit different.
I don't know if this will be worth anything, but I like the idea of Morningstar sort of with their, special eyes, taking essentially like screenshots of the tattoos and trying to find a hierarchy that might exist amongst these people via their tattoos. Does it? I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Are these? Would you say that these are kind of like just the grunts?
Yeah, I'd say all of these gentlemen generally appear to be very similar. There is one individual who's slightly different. He's sat up on a very pretty sports car. Much skinnier than his fellow gentlemen. A lot of them look like they're sailors or dock workers, built, barrel-chested. This man, on the other hand, is much skinnier, much thinner, dressed similarly, though his vest, as it were, is much more like as if someone took a trench coat and tore its sleeves off. It is fully open, and you can see his chest. Across his chest is this squid tattoo that even in broad daylight, you can tell is slightly glowing. It is a bioluminescent tattoo.
Very cool.
It is this very prominent squid shape that is similar to what is alongside the boats. The only difference with this one is that you can tell that this bioluminescent tattoo almost appears to be designed so that there is a black, like dark black bar that goes across the top of the squid's mantle, and there's two of them. And he has, other than that very large, strange bioluminescent tattoo, he has the same tentacles on his wrists and his neck and other such things. But he's the only one who seems different body shape, different just type of person, and he has a much more designed front piece than the other men do.
I would probably point him out without saying too much, but sort of gesture to him, to the others, that he's, I think of maybe who we're looking for, just kind of like he's different.
Yeah, just looking around with magic eyes. What's the vibe?
Magic eyes. Do me a sensing. And Claudia, if you wanted to have looked around, because obviously you did see a mage here before, you may also do a sensing.
I was specifically going to look for some squiddy face boy. Let's go ahead. Come.
Let me do all my fucking brains here. The aura of Squidface Boy is recognizable here. You can tell that he is inside of the building for the marina. What would probably be some form of station that would hold keys or lockers or something. You know he's in there. And that's Cloudy, you got that. Other than that, you see there's water spirits around here. There's some water spirits around here that are clearly bound. Though I will say that at least one of them has that mage's signature on him, but the other, you do not recognize what is binding him. And for Mojave, you see all of that, plus the fact you can tell two of the men have very high quality deltoid implants in their arms. Synthetic skin over top of them. They are much more hidden and harder to identify than like T's. You can tell that the gentleman up on the car is magical in some way. He has some magic to him, though he's definitely not as strong as the dude you met last night. And whatever he might have, it almost seems like it's just sort of latent on him. That maybe he's been touched by magic or some such. Just very, very, very weak magical energy. You also recognize the mage inside the house, and you are able to view that there is a much stronger mage down at the back of the docks in probably in one of the boats. As in the real world, there's no one standing at the end of the dock, so that far back he's probably inside one of the boats, but is a much stronger mage, and that other water spirit is bound by him, and he just seems to be back there somewhere. And the majority of watcher spirits seem also to be bound to him.
Okay.
And I think that's... I'm actually reading like 5+ on a sensing. It's insanity. Oh, hold on! I just realized. Two of the big.
You get
dudes
the
are drunk.
exact.
Two of the big dudes are drunk. At least one of them is high on some I forget what the weed is. It's something weed.
Deep weed.
Deep weed. One of them is definitely high on deep weed, and it's definitely to do with the bioluminescent tattoo.
Okay.
Also,
All of this is being noted.
Yep, I was
I
right.
think Mojave is dealing with the knowledge of the powerful mages by just playing up the slightly drunk demeanor.
Oh, I was right. Nice. Also, we lost Cloudy. We definitely just lost Cloudy. Oh dear. Well, he'll come back to us eventually.
He will return.
He shall return at some point. Guess the only thing we do is continue on until he can re-arrive. Discourse the best. He shall. So... Oh, look, my face gets to take Cloudy's place right now. I guess without Cloudy here, you all may approach whoever you wish.
I think that Morningstar isn't going to take the lead or anything like that. Is just going to keep their eyes out as they approach whomever and sort of try to stick together as a group while they're out here.
Mojave's just grinning. Anybody who happens to glance in our direction's getting a cheerful wave.
Yeah, T's going to stay kind of glued to the back of the group. He is lacking any sort of luster right now. His hands are in his pockets. He's here.
Absolutely fair.
Do I know what's going on with T? Why he's so, like, not his normal bright and bubbly self?
He does not believe anyone will be punched this evening, so he is just here.
I see.
Violence will not be had.
I see. So he thinks there will be no violence. Okay, understood. It's like he doesn't even look menacing today? Today?
Because there was potential for violence, and I literally put up an invisible wall between him and said violence. And he was super upset about
allowed
it.
to punch people.
So he's just, he's here.
Scolded.
He's here.
I stopped
So
the
much
violence
bad.
and a chase scene.
Yeah, we were invited
So-
here. It's like, I'm here. Okay, nice.
I see. So there was some scolding that happened, magically prevented from doing what he enjoys doing. Okay. I see what's happened.
I think he could have probably gotten through the barrier, but he was like, okay, yeah, we'll talk, I guess.
I guess we'll use our
we'll do
words.
things non-violently.
I have a backup plan. Okay.
Aw, big guy. Yeah.
As you are all approaching, obviously these gentlemen to see you coming. You're in a fucking Ares Roadmaster. It is not hard. The young man with the bioluminescent tattoo, he pushes himself off his lovely sports car. Oi! You're the ones we gotta meet up with, right? You're the ones looking for the cylinder?
Is he one of the high ones?
Oh, he's the one high on deep weed right now.
Morningstar gives like a salute. And it's like, hi.
Howdy!
Bruh, nice. Guess, is this sell, y'all?
Sure.
Maybe, I think. Like looking around and counting everybody.
Is Jason actually going with us? Or nah? Or is he in his cocoon?
Today.
Oscavian's dying.
Oh no, not
Skavian might be dying.
Hey, bud.
Hey, how you doing?
Are you coming with the group or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was asking whether you going to the group or staying in your little cocoon.
Jason will stay in his cocoon and send his drones out.
You have one hover drone that is now going to be Jason's voice.
Okay. Word. So yeah, I guess to this
time.
guy we just nod.
I'll be back. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm hitting the wall. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Oh
It's
no,
okay.
not
It's
Skavian.
okay.
No.
Oh, all right. Well,
I
Oscavian.
would like to take Nascavian. I would like to take the drone, Jason's drone, and just put it on my like hood so that it just looks like an adornment of my sweater.
I would
Is that
love
my
to let
idea?
you do that. It is way too big. Because I
It's his big drones. I thought it was.
I think he meant his roto drone. If it's the fly spy, then sure. I think he meant a roto.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Roto-drone.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Those are big boys. Those
Yeah, I
are
thought
big
you
ones
said
that
that.
are like.
Yeah, I thought it was the little fly spy. Then I was like, I can just have it be on my hoodie so that he's with us. But if he's bringing the big boy drone, then
Jason is still drinking his coffee in his cocoon. The gents will accept that Jason is there, as it were, and that's fine. The young man, before you kind of stretches out, going, all right, I guess if you got any weapons, claim them now. It's all peaceful kind of thing, you know. We're not here to fight.
Just opens my coat so you can see the one gun that she has.
Open up my armor jacket, and much the same, there is a little pistol. Would you like us to keep these in the car?
No, it's alright if you keep him with him. We just want to make sure. He kind of like leans over, looks back at T, and is just,
T will pull his hands out of his pockets.
that's, you know, I was
Then
already
put them
gonna say,
back.
big guy. You just are a weapon. I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes.
I honestly, yeah, y'all pretty chill. Let me go get Tommy. He's gonna take you back to the bus. And this slightly high man goes back and walks into this guard office area alongside one of the other larger, burlier men. A couple moments later, gentleman comes out. He's similarly skinny to the man with the bioluminescent tattoo. He has a nigh identical one upon his chest, save for the fact that it has 3 markings on it. And it's not 2. I believe the other man I said he had 2. His one has 3. He comes out, and the 2 mages are very aware this is Squid Man. This is that mage. And he just sort of comes walking out. You will be aware that this man has some form of odd spotting upon the back of his neck and to the side of it, and up into his cheeks. And as he kind of moves and talks, you watch as these spots seem to shift slightly or change color.
Mojave just waves and greets him as though their one meeting had somehow made them friends.
I think Morningstar is looking at them very carefully, and like this entire time has been like cataloging all these tattoos and their possible meanings, and like watching the responses that the others have to these individuals, especially this guy. And I think in seeing the little like spotted stuff on their skin is like squinting because they know they can't do magic, but they're like trying to see if they're a squid, you know? They're just like, where's the tentacles?
I'm trying to think.
That guy, Jay would say over the earpiece, look, I guess because I'm the drone, right? That guy looks cuddly. Get it?
Morningstar refrains from laughing, but Blair is having a hard time.
Hold on, your GM needs a moment.
Love it.
GM was not prepared.
Player is laughing. Mojave doesn't get it.
Woo! All right, that sent me far harder than it should have.
Morningstar refrains from laughing, but like internally, definitely laughing.
Definitely laughing. All right, so other than the gentleman who looks the cuddly gentleman, I'm not fully certain exactly what role this would be because I don't think anyone has this, as it is trying to tell the meta variant of somebody.
I have a sensing perception ?
You know what? I'll let the magical people roll a sensing for this. And you know what? No, you already did roll a sensing. Fuck it. I can tell you, this man is a shifter.
Okay.
But he is a strange shifter. Almost every shifter that is listed is some form of mammal. This man appears to have chromatophores in his skin, which are the cells that allow an octopus / cuttlefish / a few other things to change color.
Cool. Dig it.
I'm just waving, greeting him.
He actually looks at you, Mojave, and just sort of like waves back, like, "Hey, shit."
Hi.
Not even gonna lie, didn't actually expect you guys to come back. Kind of happy about that, actually. Most people don't actually want to
Why-
deal with us.
Why wouldn't we come back? You have something that we need.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's a long story. How about this? Just I'll walk you back. You gotta talk to boss. Just, I guess, welcome to the downtown marina. And he kind of just grins a little bit at you, and just he will lead you back down the the pier. I'm trying to remember what the fuck that's called. The pier. And as you're walking back, magically speaking, there's watcher spirits everywhere around here. Obviously, there's water here. So there's fish and spirits and small things, little spirits, beast spirits and such. On the, physical plane, every one of these boats is full of people. It was kind of hard to tell before, but clearly, like, as you walk down, they'll, like, come out. They're not looking violent or mean. They're mostly just going about their day, like, they're preparing these boats to go. And they'll just look at you, see you all, kind of scan everybody, sees T, and at least, maybe like 4 boats down, someone sees T, and you watch him come up to the top of the boat, looks down, sees him, takes 1 step back, bolts down to the bottom of the boat, like runs right back down below deck. And when he comes up, he has 3 other dudes with him. And they all look at T, and all of them are pulling up their comm links and just talking back and forth with each other.
Can I hack into their shit to hear what they're saying?
Yes, it
We
is
can-
on
What we came in
wireless.
peace.
If you would like to try to mark it, go on a fucking head. That is hacking.
I would like to do that. So to mark it, I have to hacking, right?
Yes, it is
Okay.
on wireless, so you are able to just reach out to it.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, no, you have access to this thing. You know what? Fuck, that's a lot of marks actually. This is a shitty fucking comlink. Yeah.
They're talking shit about my friend. I want to know.
I know they're currently they have a video. Well, a clip of a video playing. It is a very edited down version of the image of T killing Augie. And you can hear through the microphone as you've hacked it. They're simply going, "Yo, is that the fucking dude? That's the fucking dude. That's the dude that fucking took down Augie, bro."
I think I will like nudge T and they'll say, "You are famous." They are watching the video when you ended Ogi.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You've
look at
made
that.
a name for yourself.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
You are.
They seem to be very fond. So far, nothing negative.
They do seem slightly impressed. Right? Right? They do seem impressed and like in awe.
Yes,
kind of thing.
they're a little bit in awe of him. They're just like, "Holy shit!" Though you do hear, Morning Star, they do reference. Do you think he could beat Tank? Probably, man. I don't know. Tank's not. I mean, Tank's pretty fucking augmented, bro. He got Chrome. But dude, this man fucking tore a man's spine up. So they're talking about a man named Tank.
Okay. That's cool. I'll put a pin in that. You know, just a little mental, like, find out who Tank is.
You are all led past many of these Kraken members, all of whom you'll start to notice share those tentacle tattoos. They are in dark blue. It's rarer to see members who have the bioluminescent tattoo on their chest. This entire group seems to be monikered by a very specific version of the stylized squid. Though you do start to notice every now and again there are members who instead their tattoo is of a killer whale. Similar style, similar aesthetic tattoos. And they still do have the tentacle tattoo around their necks and wrists, but their chest pieces or other pieces on their body are moving from cephalopods to things like cetaceans, like whales, killer whales, and eventually there's a couple dudes who you see are wearing red on a single ship that is bright red paint that are all shark. It's all shark imagery on their bodies. Though it does seem that the collar and wrist ones all mark them as Kraken. But there seems to be some delineation.
So my question is, which is there? Does it seem as though people with, let's say, like the ones with the shark tattoos, do they seem to maybe have more respect or more rank than these other ones do?
No. The groups you do see that have the killer whales or the sharks, they seem to have the same basic structure of there is a dark tattoo that's just a normal tattoo. There is a bioluminescent one, and then as it goes up in this, what seemingly is stages, there are marks that rip across the tattoo. And these are very dark, thick black tattoos. Like, this is the kind of thing you can't remove when you get it. It would be incredibly painful.
Yeah. Okay.
The only point where the animal changes is the boat changes. There is a silver boat that at least majority of those killer whale men were on. There's a red boat that the sharks were on, and the only other time you saw a killer whale is he was like sitting on the edge, like the silver boat and the blue boat were next to each other, and he's sitting on the edge of the blue boat, like they're just having a conversation. So it does not seem like these animals delineate like who is more respected. You can put it together that no, they're from different locations.
Okay, understood.
Because you did know this of Kraken. You all did learn this. This should have been there, and my fault. There are 5 ports, major ports in LA, and there are 5 colors and animals that delineate which port a member is from.
Right, and that makes sense if there's 5 captains. That makes sense. Okay, cool beans. So we're seeing essentially 2 or 3 of them here currently. Is the shark, the whales, and the other ones?
It definitely seems like the squids are the downtown marina seems to be the squid marina. But yeah, you see members from whatever the sharks and the killer whales are, or the orcas as it were. They seem to also be here.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Okay. Thanks.
I'm going to ask the guy. Actually, you know what? I think Jason's just gonna be there if that's okay. I don't want to change my mind.
That's fine.
Okay. I think Jason is going to ask. Hey, do you guys ever do any like mods on vehicles, like aquatic mods?
The gentleman who's walking you down kind of pauses real quick, turns around, just like, yeah, we've done that before. There's generally the guys you're gonna meet down in Fun City, but yeah, we got some amphibious vehicles. It's rare though, you know. Water gangs don't always have to go on land.
Yeah. Does anyone ever like do land, sea, and air modifications?
I mean, he kind of like turns back and forth, like walks up to you real close. Yes, but like, that shit's nigh impossible to fucking pilot, my dude. I've only seen that thing once, and that was some corpse shit.
All right. What about like aftermarket mods?
Look, my dude, a lot of this shit proprietary, but if you honestly want to start making deals, you got to talk to one of the captains, bro.
Cool. Maybe I'll get my my van to like go in the water. That'd be neat.
That fucking Roadmaster?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking badass
Yep.
as a submarine. Holy shit.
Yeah. And
'Cause
then if I can
that's
give that
what it would
thing
be. It would be a
wings and
submarine.
thrusters and then breach out of the water and fly, I don't know if it's possible.
It
That
would
thing's
be
not flying.
insanity. I don't know how well that would go. Maybe in water, maybe not also in sky. Might have to
Maybe
pick
I'll just settle for a tank / sub.
Yes, I think that one would be better. Yes.
Yeah, no, that thing isn't getting off the bed floor. That thing isn't getting off the ground. It is sitting on some kind of land somewhere, whether it's sealed up to go underwater or not. It is not. It's not going up anywhere. It's not going up anywhere.
Man,
Right.
fucking tank love you, dude.
Who's tank?
Huh?
Who's tank?
Oh. Captain of the Whales.
Oh, he's captain. Interesting. Is that who we are going to see now?
No. We ain't the whales down here. Whales are in Fun City. You're in downtown. We're the squids.
Right. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
taking you to meet
Understood. Yes, I noticed you have. Mm-hmm.
Thomas. Or Tommy, depending.
Thomas.
Don't call him Tommy.
Okay.
Call him Thomas. Trust me.
Oh, Thomas. Okay. We are going to meet Thomas. There is someone by the name of Tank. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Thank you for telling me.
Also, the GM has just realized, dear God, I hope I don't name anyone Engine.
Yeah. Thomas
Yeah.
Tank. Love it.
That
Now
was
you gotta.
That was an accident. I may be changing this man's name.
Maybe that's
what-
Tank's middle name. Tank Engine.
From Tank, from Tank to something else, or this dude, or
This
is
dude
his
might be
name
changing his
Engine,
name.
and they are 100. Or was his name Engine, and they were 100% shipped together? Is that a thing?
That
And
could be it.
ships with a
The DM is
Water
definitely
go
not
gang. I didn't even mean
immediately
it.
rewriting part of the thing and hitting find and replace. Hold on.
Oh dear.
That's what
I
I've said
accidentally
because
made a boat pun.
I cannot
Ah.
make Thomas the
Mistakes
Tank
were
Engine
made.
references. I will not be able to function. So this man's
Mistakes were
name.
made.
Well, considering Thomas the Tank Engine would be a ship and it's all about a go gang on the water, yeah, you bet your ass you better change that shit. Change it quick.
You know what? Yeah.
Otherwise, this shit'll go off the rails real fast. Real fast.
Off the rails, but
You're gonna be meeting Desi. His name's Desi.
Daisy. Wonderful. I look forward to meeting Daisy.
All right. So our lovely Jen here, he drags you guys down the pier. You end up at a massive boat. This is at least twice the length of the other ones. This is like, and this is not a speedboat. This is not a sailboat. This is like a small yacht. Like this is a fancy boat. Although
Is
you
this
do
a
notice-
catamaran? Is it fancy? Is it multi-hulls?
It's not multi-hulled.
Okay. Big old V-hull. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big old V hull. You will notice that this this particular vehicle, this clearly has had a lot of modification to it. This is a luxury, like, boat. Generally, unless you are paying a lot of money, these don't tend to end up armored in this specific way, where it's the hull itself. There are spikes along the hull and a lot of metal reinforcement along the front of the boat. It doesn't take a lot of thought process to click that this boat is meant to ram other ships. So, clearly, this has had a lot of modifications done to it.
It's a battleship.
It has been turned into a battleship. Don't sink it.
I'm sorry.
so sorry.
With
Okay.
this crew, I wish that were less of a possibility.
So, you are led up. I guess it would still be called a gangplank. I think that's what happens when that's the board that goes between the boat and the thing, right? Please tell me. Thank you, Day. So you're led up that into this pretty nice place. There's at least a couple members of the Kraken gang up here, much low-ranking members that are like cleaning the boat. Up in an area that of all things, has a hot tub. He is not in it. He is actually sat next to the steering wheel of the boat. But there is a gentleman up there who has a slightly different shaped squid-like tattoo. This one is entirely black. Like, it is so dark, it is impossible. It's like, this is not, almost like it's not faded. Like, this looks fresh, even though you know it's not. Whatever they did to whatever they used to do this is terrifying, because this leaves a very obvious mark on somebody, and it's the tendrils of it lead and guide into his collar and wrist pieces. He is a skinnier man with sort of like medium length brown hair, and he is like wet. He looks like he just got out of the water. The hot tub in question, you notice, is not full. There's no water in it. The only water here now is obviously the water around you. So this man has just sat there in nothing but what looks like wetsuit pants, a pair of this almost electric blue trunks on top of it, no shirt on. It looks like he just took a dip in the bay, and he's just sort of sat up there, and you're led up to him, and once you're all there, your mage friend takes his leave very, very quickly. He skedaddles, and you are now left alone with Desi, and he just sort of, kind of, I guess, peeks his hands, puts his fingers together as he's leaning in the captain's chair. So, you all are looking for our plunder we got the other day.
Yes.
One more time. Like, what exactly did he say? It was the only word I heard was
sorry.
plunder.
Literally, you all are looking for the plunder we got the other day.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we are. Whatever was in the case of that dead man's ship.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty expensive. Not gonna lie. That is some top quality shit that you gotten asked to go grab. A little more expensive than milk, sorry to tell you. So,
Yeah.
I figure I'm not a bad dude. We could sell it, but that also leads in frustrating shit for my people. So, if I figure you all do us a little favor, and we'll send you on your way with your little package, all safe and wrapped up.
Could we verify that it is, in fact, safe before we start going on any random goose chases? Because our client told us that it's not usually all that well kept when it's out of that case for too long.
Alright, I get you. And he kind of raises his hand up and snaps his fingers. And coming up from behind him, walking up the stairs, is a android. Very obvious android. Who is carrying a similar case to the silver one. This one is black. It's just darker. It's a little more beat up. But the android clicks it open completely. There is fog that spills out. You can hear the whirring of the fan that is connected to this, and you see a very similar cylinder to the one that you all had seen before. The one before had the words Nekomata written across it. This set has the phrase Mata Neko. So it's basically just flipped, as if it's completely flipped words. But this is now what you're faced with. It is very similar, almost identical. Clearly this is what was in the case by any stretch of the imagination, unless this is a very, very good fake. The android then closes the case and pulls it like to their chest, wrapping their arms around it. As you can see,
When they had it open, because I've seen the previous one, when the android did have the box open, does everything look like it's in proper working order?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
like
Morningstar will look at Cloudy and give a nod.
All right.
say perfectly safe. We just changed its
It appears so.
outer box.
All right.
What is
The
favor?
next is the favor.
I'd like to know what it is first, though.
Course. I'm not about to not tell you what it is. So, when you're a group like us, when you get big enough, there's actually some limits to the things you can do, places you could go. Before you start stepping on other toes and you start fights you don't want to start, you don't even mean to start them, as it were. There's an individual who happened to be dealing in things that we don't deal in. As far as I was aware, you all, from those lovely videos you like to post, don't like people who deal in other people, as it were. So,
That deal in children specifically, yes. I am not a fan.
well, not kids. This is just, men and women who don't want to be here, but, our group
I'm not a
tends
fan
to...
of that either.
There we go. See, our group isn't either. That's not something that we like to deal in. Our big boss don't like that. That's not fair. That's not fun. So, individual in question doing some shady shit. We dealt with the shady shit, but now shady individual is in a location that we can't get to. We start sending our boys too far inland, well, we're stepping on toes of another larger group, It looks bad when you bring a bunch of armed forces into someone else's turf. But bunch of runners like yourselves,
That is what mercs are for.
Hey, there we go. See? Professional knows what the fuck he's talking about. So, you see what I mean. This individual...
We got a van and everything.
Yes, you do. Nice van, by the way. I think...
Yeah, I heard you guys got some knights errant stuff. They got some good gear usually.
Oh, we took a lot of that shit apart, but some of it we kept. It's not always the safest to keep the whole thing together, because then they can track it. Sometimes you gotta rip that shit to pieces to get the GPS out of it. Hell, if we'd had enough time, we would have taken that whole fucking boat, too. Anyway. So. Which one of yous is, Matrix savvy, computery person?
Glanced over towards the snake.
Immediately points at
Snake
Morningstar.
He
Raises tail.
looks at Morningstar, notices tail. I don't know if I can... my mic won't pick it up if I do it, but does that kind of, long whistle, damn.
She like just raises a brow
Mine
because
gets
she's confused.
Mine got nose
She's
gated,
like-
so I don't know.
So,
Shit.
and turns like, hey, Deuce, do you mind? And the android like looks to you, and sort of like pots a hand out of like, almost kind of this moment of like, where would you like me to send it?
Oh. I guess I would give the android like comlink.
Yeah, you have an
Thing to
actual
send it
comm
to.
link. You just connect to it with your brain.
Yep. So I would just, I think,
Yeah.
have them do to that.
You
Yeah.
pass the number, and quickly you are given a whole file of information. And it's just a breakdown of this one individual named Mitchell Russell. Mitchell, average middle-aged dwarf man. He, in the imagery, clearly he was a Kraken member, has the tattoos on him and such. Breaks down that he's a combatant of some kind. He says he's like, it says former member of the Sharks kind of thing. Like gives a breakdown of like, you know, this guy is dangerous, this is what he does. Giving you a legitimate warning of, hey, you know, we are asking you to kill someone who actually is pretty fucking tough. So,
so Morningstar is like looking at this information where you can see her eyes do that thing where they kind of slightly glow and they're like moving as if they're reading. And as he is giving the warning that this guy is tough, she just lifts a hand and pats T on the arm and says, "So is T." Almost like completely dismissive of this guy, but also will sort of the files that she got sent will kind of break it down into almost like an outline and send it via comlink to all the others, except for obviously Mojave, for which she can share that information with Mojave when they're back in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen. Mitch, well, recently we all been calling him Mitch the Bitch. So, he ran off into, somewhere in downtown, which is why most of us are here right now. You know, not out in the water. But we figure, we don't have to make no deals with Loki-san. If we ask you to head in there and go deal with him for us, you get Mitch, you get the case. Well, also, you know, bring proof that you got Mitch.
Do you want us to bring him back to you alive? So that you can do the finishing move? Or would you like us to take care of it and then bring back, I don't know, a tooth or something like that?
Following the rules of our lovely gang, dead's fine, honestly. But it's gotta be something you can't fake too easy. His whole head'll do.
It should not be a problem. I
Well,
looked at
just bring
T
the
like,
body.
is that a problem?
Claudio just close his eyes and just.
We got a great videographer too, so we can like put you together a nice edited film as well.
Sure.
See,
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen your
We
videos.
like cinema.
Editing's lovely, but no offense, kind of don't really want a lot of evidence that us Kraken can't keep our boys under control. No offense to any of y'all. We are asking for this. It's very nice.
I
But
understand.
you're not Kraken, and you're killing a Kraken. Kind of don't look the best. So this just between us.
We're good at subtle.
I can hope.
Can I
Oh.
say that I've been recording everything this guy has said to us?
You have image links,
Via
so I
my
don't know why
comlink.
not. You
Yeah.
or T could do it.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm recording everything. Just
You
in
record
case.
basically
Because that
everything
shit's
else.
sus to me. Yep, because that shit was sussy to me. He said, it's just between us, is it? I don't. We're going to record all that. So yeah.
The paint jobs you guys got on your crafts, your ships are pretty fly. I like them.
Thank you, my dude. We always like to take compliments on our work. You know, you gotta uphold the colors, keep everything nice and running strong. Besides, it's pretty damn funny when you got a whole fleet of the same color coming in from the water and get to watch a knight errant piss his pants.
I have a question. So your issue is you do not want to run into trouble with the Loki sons, yes?
Yeah,
This is why you're not sending someone yourself.
yeah. Land on the downtown. We already have that rule. That all belongs to Sleipnir. We don't touch that.
Hmm.
We only go as far as the warehouses.
Well then, this should be easy. And we will bring you back there.
Perfect. You bring me back the proof, i.e. dumbass's body. I'll take the body. I will happily hand you your case. And I will keep this puppy, and he just kind of pats it while it's in the android's arms. Safe and sound right here on my boat. You need to find me, I'll be right here.
I will slink back with the group.
Also, in the file you were given sort of like last known location. Like his address and his last known location.
How far is his last known location and his address from each other?
Is it maybe about 2 miles? I will give that his last known location, the last image of him. You immediately recognize the background of it. Because it is the interior of the Diamond Stallion.
I knew it. Okay, yeah, all right. God damn, every time I think I don't have to deal with him. Every time.
His
Okay.
apartment is maybe a little closer to the water. So it's a little farther away, but it's not very much. Like driving, hell, walking, it would be 15 minutes. So driving, it's like a minute.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I will wait to discuss kind of the location and all that stuff when we're by ourselves. That way we can make plans together.
When we all pile back into the van, I don't. Are we ready for that?
I am.
Unless you have any
I don't know
other,
about y'all. Are y'all ready?
If you have any last questions for Desi, you can ask. He's giving you his shit, and he's just sort of sitting there looking like he's drying off.
Any questions for him?
Would you happen to know who else is working with out there in this particular ring of his?
Got most of them. Most of them were in the Sharks. Some were in the Orcas.
All right.
I'd say that possibly. I don't like it, but he might be staying with some squids in the area who might be with him. If you find any of our boys who align with him, they sign their fate, their forfeit. I've already given this order. You find any of our boys past the warehouse line, don't matter to me. They made their choice.
Question. Do you know if perhaps this man was working with Oggy when Oggy was still alive?
We chased Augie out of the... Well, we tried to chase Augie out of the downtown a couple times. Possibility, we know one of our warehouses got used for a little bit. We didn't think Mitch did it, but we don't really know. We already burned that warehouse to the ground. Well, we cleared it, then we burned it, obviously. Passed all that off to our contact for those kinds of cases. And then, I don't know. That'd be a little odd if Mitch was working with him. Augie's
What?
gang that did all the bad shit. I mean, that was maybe only 10 or 20 people, and they got executed nearly the day right after Augie died.
Mm,
We made sure of that one. That was fun.
good. Well then, we should get going.
When we all pile into the Roadmaster, I am going to change the paint job to be electric blue, and I'm gonna have it's going to look like a silver version of Scales' little snake icon on it, and the license plate will say "What's Kraken."
We're
Love it.
very good at subtle.
Love it so much. Yeah, I think Morningstar will share the information that she got with the group about this guy. He's a dwarf and all that, and what he was doing, how he's trafficking people, and his location, his last known location being the Diamond Stallion. So we can endeavor to stop there first and perhaps ask around if anyone has seen anything. Nero, I think, is working tonight, so I can ask him if he has seen this gentleman. How does that sound to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then Diamond Stallion it is. B, you'll get to punch someone's face off.
Or at least don't start the fight there. We can look there.
Oh yeah,
and then
no, we're
if
not.
it's
we're-
not, yeah.
I know he's still there.
Yeah, if he's at the Diamond Stallion now, then I don't think anybody'd have a problem with us asking him to step outside.
One more time.
Huh?
It might be my internet, but I'm still hearing every other word every now and again. Okay, I heard my name. Step outside. What? We're just stepping outside?
Oh,
Is that
no,
what was going on?
Mojave just said if he's still there, I don't think anybody will have a problem asking him to step outside.
Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah. Maybe if his nose is being hunted, then who knows? He might just be hiding in there because he knows it's somewhat safe ground for him.
I mean, that's also fair. If the Krakens don't go into the horse place, and the horse place is a horse place. A course place. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're making a face at me, Cloudy.
I am making lots of faces. But alright.
Well, when we do find him, when it comes to actually dealing with him, I think I'm probably gonna stay in the car. Because this is not a case where we're gonna glue him back together. So.
No. Would you want to though?
The doctor's gotta help people. If somebody's hurt, it's not my job to judge and jury and stuff. I just fix people.
Well, what if we could keep him alive and bring them the head? Just keep him alive in a jar or something like that. That way we make everyone happy. He gets to
No,
live.
I don't think that. No, that's not an everybody happy.
No. He is explicitly supposed to be dead.
Yeah,
Gone
what's
from
he-
this mortal coil.
what's he gonna do with his
Also,
head in a jar?
Jay, where are we gonna get a jar that big?
Yeah.
Get an ice cream bucket.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, we
ice cream
could.
bucket.
Hell yeah.
I love some ice cream.
The big Neapolitan with the little plastic ring you hold on to. Yeah.
Is that
That'll hold a head.
I mean, you're probably right.
Yeah, it's like a 5-gallon bucket.
If we want to
should
transport
swing
a
by
head,
him.
an ice cream bucket's not a bad way to do it. Nobody would think. But I don't think we're going to be keeping anybody's head alive in an ice cream bucket. That's not how heads work. That's not how ice cream works.
I don't
Oh,
think you'd do it with the ice cream still in the okay.
I mean, I don't know. If you wanted to stay cold, like with fingers and stuff, that's how you do it. You got to put them on ice so you can reattach them.
While
Hands do not work the same.
No, they don't.
I had heard that putting them on ice actually hurts the chances of reattachment because the cold kills the cells
Right.
that you want to keep
Yeah,
alive.
you don't want the ice to burst the veins. Yeah, the cells.
You just wrap that shit.
You
in
still
paper
gotta
towels.
keep them chilly, though.
Oh, sure.
while this conversation is going on, I think Jason is going to pull up to like a grocery store or something like that, and like you know how they have those like
Please
mobile order
don't you-
places.
Don't you dare!
Please.
Don't you dare!
His
get a
little
big giant
drone
ice
is
cream.
going to fly out, go to the mobile pickup because Jason ordered one of those Neapolitan
Do not.
tubs. So the drone's
Jesus
gonna like
Christ.
pick up the Neapolitan tub and a bunch of like and a pack of spoons and paper towels and just bring it back into the van. And the van will close up, and then Jason's gonna just continue and out. Got ice cream for everyone, you know, just in case we need a container. Enjoy.
Amazing! Ice cream! And then we'll start gnawing on ice cream.
The biggest grin. Ice cream is the best. Yeah, no, Mojave's happy.
Get some
Cloudy
big
will
scoop tickets
will
to
stare
Mojave.
at the thing. I could just stare outside as we pull up to a grocery store, and he's just kind of like, "Oh, don't do." And as the
Y'all-
drone comes
y'all can
back
go
with a big
ahead
old
and-
Neapolitan tub, just kind of like,
Y'all can go out and do this part of the business. I'm gonna stay in the car and eat ice cream.
Well,
but then Cloudy will
we
wind
are
up taking
going
a
to-
spoon and getting a spoonful anyway.
Mojave
I
nodding,
don't-
egging him on.
I don't think we are going to find him immediately. I don't
No.
think he is going to still be at Diamond Girls. It is just a good starting point as to perhaps gain some knowledge as to where he might be now.
I'm
knows?
just happy to have ice cream now.
So there was the Diamond Stallion
cream
and
is
his home
delicious.
address were the two things, right?
yes.
Yes, his home address is about a minute drive the other way towards the water.
If I was him, I
Diamond
wouldn't be
Girls
at
is a good
neither.
place to start.
Hmm.
Right. I'm wondering if he's aware that there is an order out on his head for his activities.
By the sounds of it, a whole bunch of his trafficking friends got. So I don't think so. I don't think so.
I feel like if he's got any friends at all, somebody would tell him that the folks are out to get him.
Apparently, he has garnered a reputation for how he handles tough men because back on the marina, they were talking about wondering if he could take someone by the name of Tank, who I think is one of the captains of different Kraken. It seemed, though, that the odds were in T's favor.
Who knows?
I'm willing to put money on T.
Yeah.
Well, luckily
Anyway.
we won't have to. Won't necessarily have to just be one-on-one, but
Right, well,
we'll see.
shall we check out apartment first or Diamond Girls first? I like the idea of Diamond Girls, but it is up to you.
Personally, I like the idea of scoping out his apartment, see how long it's been since he's been there, or whether he seems to have abandoned it instead of somewhere else.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go to his place
So
first.
that way, if we
'cause
do,
he's-
so if we do spook him from the stallion and he comes back there, we'll know and have an idea.
Okay.
Or we'll know not to bother going back there if it looks like he hasn't been there for
We,
a
yeah.
month.
And if he has been there recently, we can see what his vibes are like to see if he's been places.
I assume, either way, you do not want me to punch anyone to death inside the Diamond Stallion.
No.
Is there
No.
somewhere you would like me to wait outside that is near several locations where we might want to engage? Or do you want me to just come with you?
I think it's probably best for you to come with us.
Uh-huh,
Look,
if we
we
find him
are
and-
okay. We are on good terms with Slipnir, yes?
Yeah.
So, should we bring the problem to Sleipnir and say that this individual is wanted? Perhaps we will get, if by some very odd chance this man is in the Diamond Stallion, Sleipnir will allow us to take without causing a fuss within the club itself.
Yeah, you just gotta take him outside before punching him to death.
Right.
I mean, strictly speaking, I could kill him without making a mess.
Well, you should still probably take him outside first. It's good manners.
You can't. It's tougher to take his head, but if we bring his old
Well,
body
we don't-
back, that'll probably
I
work.
think, yes, I think the idea
Well,
is we bring entire body
okay.
back.
We can remove the head post-mortem outside, but I don't have to make a mess while killing anybody.
But again,
Right.
messy or not, we should probably, not inside the stallion. I don't think that would put us on good terms with Slep.
That is why I say
No.
we tell Sleipnir, and then Sleipnir give permission, and then if he tries to fight us in the Diamond Stallion, Sleipnir will be understanding.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it will be as a warning that we have come to collect, and then we exit with said person, and he can do what he does best outside. But I think we should all enter together, and at the very least, be able to watch each other's back from within. Because that one captain did say that more than likely he is paired up with perhaps some other squid members. They might be traveling in pack together.
Are they also like legit squids, or are they're probably not actually squid?
I don't think so. I don't. I don't think they are actual squids.
That'd be real weird. If they were actually actual squids, on land would be tricky. No, they're not squids.
So, are you all taking your card of the Diamond Stallion first, or this man's apartment?
I vote
The
apartment, but the sounds of it.
Apartment.
Oh, it was okay. Okay.
Apartment,
Apartment and then stallion.
apartment, and stallion. All right. Then, as you all are headed off to the Diamond Stallion, we are going to take a break, and we will see everyone when we get back. All right, we're back in functional. So, where we left off. Can't talk today. Where we last left off, our party had decided to investigate Mitch Russell's apartment. And make sure I have everything set for y'all. So, Mr. Russell's apartment. As you approach this, it is in downtown. It is in a middle-class neighborhood. And there we go. It is in a middle-class neighborhood, and this area is mostly, it seems like on the streets, it's business people, probably very low corp. Like, we're talking maybe A, double A, at most. A lot of average Joes walking their dogs and doing their best. The apartment complex itself is a simple building, clean, pretty average and normal. Only thing that is maybe a little odd is out front there is a nice looking motorcycle. Though it has a very familiar electric blue color with a silver pinstriping all around it. And it is simply parked. It has an electronic chain that's holding it to a ground anchor. But other than that, it's parked in front of this large apartment complex. It is an open door front where it just leads into basically an almost like if you looked up, there'd be no roof above it, outdoor type staircase that leads into many different apartments. You are told through your information that his apartment is apartment 504, so 5th floor, 4th apartment down a line, and you were given a code that appears to be the code to enter his apartment.
Okay. Yes, I think that we'll lead the group to apartment and then put in code I was given that we can slip on in. I am curious. Is there people currently like going about their day around the apartment complex, or is it pretty empty?
And no, there's people basically going around their day. You got 2 people, stepped outside, leaned against sort of a back area smoking. You got other people just milling about. No one here is. This is like a middle class area. People are milling about. Nothing here is overly aggressive or scary or dangerous. There's not even any tagging anywhere. Like, no spray paint.
So
No, nothing.
weird. That's very weird to me. But this guy, well, we'll see when we get in his apartment. Yeah, I think Morningstar just moves as if she has always been here, and goes straight to where his apartment is. He's in the number they can get in.
Is everyone going with Morningstar?
I'd have to. I'd prefer getting a drone in there first to see whether he's there before we just bust open the door and cave his skull in. But
Can't believe he's there.
If we want to take a moment, I could send my drones in for recon.
yeah,
Sure.
let's do that first.
I am not opposed to it.
Jason will send me his little flight.
Wireless signals in his apartment, or Ashley perceive up there. Just do basic recon, basic little thing, just to peek in before we poke our actual heads in and get our head shot off.
That's not gonna happen. We're the heroes. We got that. Well, yeah, like
Sweet baby angel.
Jay, you okay?
He's just looking at Jay.
We're here to murder someone. You realize that, right?
what?
Aren't we here to murder someone?
It's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's bad guy.
Okay. So heroes don't break the law, and it's still illegal to kill bad people. Jay.
I don't think so. Like, not if they're bad.
Hey, let me know what the judge says.
Matter of opinion.
I mean,
No, I think Morningstar is definitely like, she's not fully like, being like, it's definitely totally okay if we do this. She's fully aware that there is a lot of what they're doing is illegal, but she is not opposed to killing this person because of what they do. They traffic people. So she's like, and?
Yeah.
Very and what kind of energy coming from Morningstar. But I would be happy to do like a basic AR scan of the building. Getting any activity from where I would know his like apartment is at.
Honestly, I'm gonna give this one to you. There is plenty of wireless signals all over the local grid around here. People's, phones, their fucking computers, just apartments in general. This apartment complex does have a host, but the best way to put it is it's basically a version of the apartment complex with an open door. This is not a secure location. You can see that the apartment you're looking for, there is only a single wireless signal, and you are immediately able to tell what the fuck that is, because it is its icon is a company logo. It's a Roomba. It is basically a fucking Roomba that is on inside that apartment. That is the only wireless signal on. There is not a computer on. There's no comm link connected to anything. That's it. There's just a Roomba that is apparently on inside that apartment.
Okay.
Does the Roomba have a camera?
I was just gonna ask, can I hack into the Roomba and try to see through the camera of the Roomba? Can I do that?
Does it have sensors?
You can't see my face, and you can't hear it because my microphone muffles it. I am clapping. Yes, you fucking can. Hack that Roomba, goddammit. That is the coolest shit I have heard.
I'm glad that me and Cloudy were both on the same brainwave. I got a 4. Which isn't fantastic, but the ones aren't, like, nothing bad's gonna happen to me, right? Because you have to have more than half.
I'm not gonna lie,
Not
it's
a
a
glitch.
Roomba. It does not, it doesn't have a firewall. It's a fucking Roomba. Yes, it does have a camera. It is a very low-level camera because it's really only meant to scan the floor. But you can tell from the camera feed, the Roomba is off its charging station. It is doing a sweep. And I was going to give you've hacked the Roomba. It is not set to sense anything. Like sometimes people have them censored, so when something drops or something breaks its sensor or the floor sensor, it'll start going off. This is on a timer. Every day at 6 it starts and it goes along its path, and you have the camera from the whole path. It does not save any of its files. It just has today's video. But you can tell that today it went off at 6. It ran the whole apartment. At no point did it cross a living person.
Okay, I will share this information with my friends here. It seems as though he has not been here since at least 6 in the morning. The Roomba, it is set to a timer. It has camera, but it follows path and has not crossed with another living being within. It is also the only wireless signal coming from the apartment. Not a comm link, nothing else is active within.
So
Everyone always
did the
forgets
Roomba
to
cover
have-
every room of the house?
Does it, GM?
If you want a blueprint of what these apartments look like, I will need you to make a matrix search.
How
Okay,
likely,
Or there's just one door that's perma-closed and just bumped up against it, kept going?
how likely is it that you could modify a Roomba like this to ignore
it does not have
living
sensors
beings?
on it. It does not have sensors on it to sort of be able to pick up on such a thing. It just has camera, and it is set to a specific path to follow. Clean those areas only. But it does not have like motion sensor or anything like that on it.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing is...
And it does not save. It does not save files either. You understand? So it's not like it has weeks worth of image. It only records the day, then erases after its path is done.
It should remember the layout of the apartment, though.
It
needs to learn that to do its
it
job.
was given, but I would need a matrix
Yeah, but
search to
the
see if
whole
it's
blueprint.
right.
Yeah, I
The
understand.
layout
what you
it's
mean.
programmed with and the layout of the apartment do not have to be the same thing.
Matrix search is what? Computer? Which one is for matrix?
It's computer.
Okay. It is 4.
I'll give it to you. It's not too difficult to track down. You know, go through the pathways of, oh, I want to try to live here. and you just get a layout of like, all right, throwing down like, all right, this is what these apartments look like. These are the basic layouts of these apartments. Blah blah blah. Eventually, you come across one that is it's close enough to the Roomba, but this is definitely what that apartment's interior probably is. But the Roomba is definitely missing at least 2 separate rooms. From the layout,
so I will.
one of them's a bathroom. The other is labeled as a second bedroom on this, layout. You don't actually know
like
what
a
he was using it for, but
Okay. Yeah, so I relay that information to them. In fact, I will probably send to those who have comlinks, in which they would be able to like view this information. I will send them sort of this double layer of the blueprint in this kind of pale blue color of what the apartment is supposed to look like, and then essentially the path of the Roomba in red, so that you can see that it's what it's missing, and that it's a bathroom and possibly a second bedroom that is being missed on purpose. Don't
Okay.
think it's possible he's hiding out in the second bedroom. Unless he has not interacted with Roomba at least since 6 o'clock this morning.
Is that other bedroom, does it have a window outside?
The second bedroom or the main bedroom?
The one that is hidden. The one that
The second.
that is not open to the Roomba.
it does not have an outdoor window. You can tell by the way these apartments are built, just by the Roomba's view of the light. You can kind of put it together. No, those back rooms are basically the 2 separate apartments that exist are back to back. So that's a wall that joins them.
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
So is possibility. I mean, you said there's a motorcycle out front, yeah?
Yes, there is a electric blue motorcycle up front. It is currently has an electronic, basically bike lock chain that is holding it down to a metal anchor. This is basically like along this way. You can see that these are motorcycle park spots, or maybe bikes or whatever, and the metal anchors in the ground are just security.
Yeah. So looking at it through AR, could I be able? I don't know what you would have me roll for this, but would I be able to tell if it's been either A, turned on since you said it's electric, or if the lock itself has been removed and put back on today? Is that possible?
You would know that this kind of chain, it's not high tech enough to have that record, but the bike might be a better option. It might be able to tell you a lot more, as it's a much more advanced thing, but to get to the bike, you actually will have to walk up to the bike and plug in a device you have.
Okay. I was saying, perhaps this is something that you can help with, Jason. Perhaps we can find out if the bike there has been used today. Something would have to be plugged into it in order to get to that information. It is not something I can do remotely. And I'll present a little, almost like a little plug-in device to Jay. And little dongle. Present it to Jay. Say, perhaps you can plug this into bike with one of your drones.
Or
Yeah, for sure. Just
You could also walk over there if you wanted.
we could
I don't
in
want to
fact,
be seen. I don't want to be seen.
You
I'll pick up-
really,
take the
really
dongle.
want us to walk over there. You really want us to walk. We are not going.
No, it's fine.
Understood.
T, would you just
Understood.
plug in the
Understood.
okay.
What?
Understood. I will go. I was going to be very sneaky about it, but apparently we're not being sneaky today. Okay, that's
Well,
fine.
Like if you want
here's
to try
my
being
thing, here's
sneaky,
my
go
thing,
ahead
here's
and get the
my thing.
practice.
Because of the way the drones
Uh-huh.
work, I would not allow a spy fly to manipulate the dongle. Meaning it'd have to be the roto drone which are the size of cats, and it is still
What
broad daylight.
about my bestie?
Midori?
Would he be able to do it? He's got little pincers. Would he be able to do it? Can he scuttle his way over and be like, ding, ding, ding? Is that possible?
Or when that claymore goes off and you lose him, you did this.
You know what?
I
How
fear-
fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? In fact, we won't be sending him at all. We could send T. Here you go, T. You can do it.
I
Because how
will-
fucking dare you?
Listen. I will allow you to request Midori to do it, but Midori is my character, so I will be rolling privately Midori's rolls.
No, because so like about that is like now I don't want to do it because what if he dies? I don't like that, and so no.
Bro, Softy
In
said
fact-
3 times, like, y'all could just walk over there. I don't trust that shit at all. I don't trust that shit
We
at
all
all.
could just walk over there. I'm tempted to just be like, okay, we could do this nice and sly, or we could do it the opposite of sly, and if he freaks out about someone trying to steal his motorcycle, he'll just be there.
Jay.
Wait, actually, hold on. This is like downtown, right?
Yeah, this is downtown.
This is the middle class area.
Never mind. Cops will be here very quick. Do not do that.
Listen, you all.
J-
Those are the options. I was gonna send Midori, but we're not doing that now. So
Jay will
Alright.
hop out with his fancy armored chameleon suit, and will try to be all stealthy like as he goes and puts the dongle into place.
is Jay stealthy? Is he
You
a stealthy guy?
express
we'll
to me.
find out.
Can you remind me? Is a chameleon suit just a bonus to stealth, or does it actively give you some form of camouflage?
Let's see.
Someone
I don't
remind
know if it
me.
Here,
technically
street gear.
gives
Hello.
me anything like that. It just it functions. It's like I think it's like the chameleon thing for my vehicle where I could just like change
it's
what it
that
looks
thing.
like.
So,
So I could
So
probably
you are-
like change it to be a
So wait,
blend,
chameleon
to be like a
suit?
black suit.
are you wearing? Wait, are you talking about
The
chameleon
chameleon-
suit?
I think it's like a chameleon mod or something like that. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know.
if it's the
I
mod,
bought
that goes
something.
on
I
an
don't know what
outfit.
it is.
I bought something. I don't know what
I
it
just
is.
put armored chameleon designer suit. I don't know what I bought. I'm sorry.
So that
Look.
sounds like you got an armored suit, and you added the chameleon mod, which does allow you to change its color. That's all that does.
Jay
I
buying
think-
something that is expensive and looks cool without understanding what it does is
so him.
absolutely
That's
fucking
on
on
brand.
par.
energy. That's very in character, and I appreciate you. Either way, yeah, you're now walking around. Granted, it's probably some nice clothing. It is still armored clothing, but sure, yeah, you can just get up, walk out there. I would say roll stealth, but it's not really stealth because you're not really sneaking. You're walking around in broad daylight. You can't sneak across the middle of a road.
He can sneak across the road if he wants to.
I will. No, you
He
can,
is
you
tiny,
can.
small, and very similar blue to the bike.
I would argue that I am using my social engineering skills to look like I belong here, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna saunter in. I'm gonna kind of like watch, and when I see someone heading towards that building, I'm gonna saunter on up so that they feel obligated to hold the door open for me, so they're not being an asshole. And I'm just gonna piggyback right on in, and just gonna use my social engineering skills.
Are you trying? Hold on. Are you trying to get to the bike, or you're just trying to go inside?
Well, the bike is right on this street,
Yes.
so you don't have to worry about that.
Whatever I'm trying to do is what I'm trying to do.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Just
Are you okay? Is your brain?
walk up to the bike and go plug in the dongle.
That was the most Jay thing ever. He said, whatever I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do it.
All right.
Looking good
So
while doing it,
Jason walks up with all of the confidence of a rich asshole. Plugs
Yes.
the dongle into the front part of the bike. Morningstar, you may make a hacking test on the bike now.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna be okay, you guys. I promise.
You sure? You positive?
I got a 5.
You have accessed the bike's computer.
Incredible.
The bike. The last time the bike was actively run through the city, it was GPS summoned to the Diamond Stallion about 5 days ago. And then it came back here. So
Okay.
it's basically someone
wait for
called
Jake to
it,
get back.
you know, drunk driving without drunk driving back home. And that was 5 days ago. And then it came back here, and then it says it was locked up, and then it has not moved since.
Okay.
Now,
I
Jay.
will tell Jay. Oh God. Oh, no.
Yes, Cosmic GM.
Oh, okay, hold
I repeat myself.
Hold on now. Do me a favor and let's see. Ooh, that's an interesting skill I can make you roll.
Oh no.
Don't like that.
You gotta kill.
Don't like that at all.
Roll automotive mechanic.
Oh, easy. Watch this.
I'm pretty sure I got that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
watch
do, 'cause I'm
this.
staring at it.
No, just no straight roll, no modifiers or anything.
No modifiers, just roll it.
Dory would have defaulted on this shit and blown up instantly.
Shut the fuck up. Don't put that energy in the air, you bitch.
You, with your knowledge of automotive machinery, your knowledge of how cars and bikes work, you very quickly realize that this bike no longer has its engine. It is covered. Other people wouldn't immediately notice it as it's covered by its shielding, you know, all the candy paint. But you realize that there is a wire hanging, and then you follow it and realize, hold on, this bike has no engine.
Can I tell? Does it look like someone jacked and stole this engine and cut out the motor, or does it look like the guy who rides this bike is like, so my bike doesn't get stolen, I'm gonna disconnect and keep the engine with me?
Oh my god, imagine.
Julie pocket the engine. It's fine.
From what you can tell, there is no damage to the casing, and there is no damage to the wires or piping. Meaning, whoever did this properly. They went in with proper tools and just disconnected it and took it somewhere.
Is it possible, like, just throwing this out there, right? We were fucking communicating, me and Jay. Is it possible that he took out the engine to help fuel something else? You feel me? So
Speculation.
here's the thing, right? So we say this information to everybody in the car, and I say, okay, so what if, right, the two of you that can like astrally project yourself, what if you astrally project into the apartment building and see if there's somebody in there and if they are alive?
All right. So I have to go ahead and do that right quick, like Snipney Snap, specifically that one bedroom that the Roomba didn't poke its little head in.
I will give. There's no living soul inside that room.
Anywhere in the apartment?
No, on the astral plane there is nothing there.
Is there anybody in the next apartment over, or is the entire floor? Okay.
No, yeah, there's about 3 people, 1 child, 2 adults, in one over, and then another one, there's some lone person, and last one, 2 sleeping people. This apartment complex is full. It's just this apartment.
Perhaps
Yep.
we go inside.
Can I
Perhaps
get
we
one
go
of my
inside?
flies in?
Huh?
Oh, I tried that already. Never mind.
No, you
No, I
didn't.
don't think you did.
What'd you ask
Well, I
for?
You
didn't.
didn't.
Can I try to get my iFly in to take a look around the apartment?
Yeah, you can send him in.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him in.
I will say that there isn't really an easy way. Well, are you gonna pilot it?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll saunter my way back to the van and just kind of take control of it.
You're gonna RCC and plug into your iSpy. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll let you roll pilot aircraft. As this little fucker is gonna have to go through a pretty intense. This is a pretty good air AC unit that's got a lot of filters and a lot of fans in it. It gets winged at one point, but it's able to work its way in. Cloudy just disappeared.
Yeah, we lost him. Oh, there he goes. He's back.
That's the air handler
That's
blowing up
the
the
air-
cloud.
That's in the air of Cloudy just winged it. Cloudy just gets taken down by a fucking astral. So
Apparently.
you get I Spy in there. From what the I Spy can see, it enters into the living room. It can see the Roomba going along its pathway, back and forth, back and forth. This is a pretty average apartment from what it can tell. It can look down the hallway in this very average apartment. Very average everything. Someone does or seemingly did live here. It's not like it's empty. It's got magazines over there, some bills over there, whatever. But looking down that hallway, where you know that back bedroom should be, there is no door at the end of the hallway. There is a door to the side that would lead to that bathroom. There is an open door that leads into one of the bedrooms. But at the very back, where there should be one more door, there is nothing there. It is just a blank wall with a mirror on it.
Yeah, I'll share the feed with the group. Like, you know, this the layout of this apartment's pretty strange. It looks like there should be a door here for a second bedroom. I think the other apartments are supposed to be 2 bedrooms. This one's only got 1. I think something's sus here.
This is really suspect.
I have
think like
a
a
question,
secret
GM.
Mhm.
Yes, to that. But I have a question. In my sort of AR matrix thing, would I be able to see if there's like purposeful blank spots? Like the idea of someone maybe putting up not necessarily a firewall, but something that would like create a dead zone in a space.
Like a Faraday cage.
Does that make sense? Basically, yeah.
Like a complete Matrix dead
Would I be
zone.
able to see that? Yes, like someone
If-
would put that, like very similar to when they put special lining in a bag so that
Yes.
things can't get hacked into.
I would say
Faraday
from,
cage.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is.
yeah, from the outside in, unless you were able to enter this, that would require, in the way I would assume, that would require a host. A small host to be made that basically Faradays itself. So inside is a dead zone, but there needs to be something else outside to block the matrix entering. There is nothing in that room that appears to be some form of box like that. It just is the host itself. If there is any form of dead zone, then it's either on a different grid or there's something else. You'd have to jump grids. You'd have to figure that out. There's nothing there that implies that there's a Faraday cage.
Okay.
And there's also nothing that implies there's no icons. There's nothing that leads there. The only thing that you can tell is you can see the flow of power line. There is power to a room back there.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share with group
I am not noticing any kind of special blockages or anything happening within the matrix here. But what I do see is power lines. Now, we can position ourselves so that we are about to enter and I can cut power and see what happens. But between what Jason has revealed through his iFly and what I can see within the matrix, it's as if they've made that second room invisible. It does not exist within their apartment, but all other apartments within this complex have second room. I see power, so I know second room is there. It's just physically cut off for some reason. So possibly he is hiding within this room. The bike itself, from what I gathered 5 days ago, was sort of what is the word I'm looking for? Autopiloted to Sleipnir, to Diamond Stallion. Pick up him, I'm assuming, and brought him back here and has not been touched since the engine itself, from what Jason has told us, is gone. Perhaps part of what is powering that room. How do we want to approach?
Well, at this point, there's no one in the general area there other than a couple of neighbors. If we really want to ask the neighbors whether there's been around recently, we can try that. Otherwise, we can just punch the number in, bust the wall down, take off that mirror if there's something behind it, and take a peek. And get ready to blast it if something nasty comes out.
I will also say, I know it is not within your taste, Mojave, to join us when things can get a little messy. But what if he is not here, but someone he's taken is here? Your skills with medicine would be very useful.
Yeah, I suppose that's the point. But wait, there wasn't anybody in there, was there? Because if Cloudy went...
Not that I saw.
True. I don't know. It's just very suspicious to have this room cut off.
Oh,
But
I
it's
agree.
And yet power
then
is
again,
rolling.
do you remember the last time you were here alone?
No, you think I ever forget?
Yeah, then go ahead and come with us then.
Okay.
At the very
'Cause
least,
you're not in a super secured cocoon.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to be impaled again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we head up that way. I can cut off power to room, or at least try. Once we get into the apartment itself, if that's what you would like to do, but you will have to let me know so I can get to it.
If you want to come with us,
I do.
go on.
I can do this as we walk up, but just let me know if you want me to cut power off in that room specifically, or if you
We
want to keep.
shouldn't. Let's not go fiddling with power before we see what we're looking at.
And
That's
I
probably-
We
will
could shut something off we don't want.
Yeah, I will say something right now. You are aware that the way the breakers are in this building, to cut power to that room, you'd have to cut power to the whole floor.
Understood. Okay. Okay, so then I'll listen to what I am told otherwise. I will not do such a thing. Okay, wonderful. Yes, let us go then.
All right.
So you all are going to make your way up to room 504. You punch in the code, door pops open, and you are entering into a very average, very minimalist design, but clutter is there. It doesn't look like the apartment of someone who left or disappeared. There's not stuff missing. Like, TV is still there, radio's still there. There's a dog. Dog.
Hi, puppy.
He says hi.
A dog in the apartment 503 doesn't want to shut up.
Yeah.
The kitchen, if you were to search it, there's cereal boxes. Opening the fridge, there's a bit of a bad smell. So the groceries are still here. If he disappeared, it was in a rush and it was in a hurry, and he didn't seem to take anything with him from at least here. Following through the rest of the apartment, it's all very similar. his items are still here. His toothbrush, his toiletries, his body wash, a lot of his clothing is still there. Though you do notice that part of the bedroom has definitely been a bit ransacked. Closet doors pulled open, clothes are thrown on the bed. It looks like maybe something like if there's stuff
Like someone
missing.
packing in a hurry.
Yeah, like if there's stuff missing, it's probably enough to fit in maybe a small backpack. Like if he left and grabbed what he thought he needed and he bounced. Obviously coming to the most important part, there's the mirror at the end of the hallway. It is a very tall, almost to the ceiling floor length mirror. It is not hung on the wall. You've come to understand as you walk up to it. It is leaned against the wall. It's actually touching the hard resin floor that is this apartment space. It's even Mojave could pick this damn thing up. It's not a heavy mirror. Moving it out of the way, it does reveal what was once a doorway. Now it's just a hole. Entering into this back room, it is almost entirely dark. Flicking on the light, whoever may wish to, immediately you pick of 3 separate light switches. You flick one, and the entire room is bathed in red light. You realize this is a makeshift dark room for very old-styled photography. Stuff that people don't normally do anymore. Film was uncommon at the beginning of all of it, and nowadays it's nigh impossible to find and expensive as all hell. If this is a hobby, it's an expensive one. There are pictures that are up, and quickly you are able to flick past the red light up into a regular lamp that lightens up the room. It's been completely gutted, this room. There's nothing hanging on the wall. There's just strings to hold photographs. There are negatives laid out. The whole room smells of chemicals. It was not cleaned up since the last time it was used. This is very low tech.
Yeah.
It's a very low tech area. There is a back area where it's a bit more high tech. These are older machines that are built to take negatives and digitally develop them, as it were. It can read a negative, reverse it, and show you the real picture, so you don't need to go through the chemical process. Of the pictures hanging up, there are... a lot of them are of men and women in various states of undress. Almost all of them are simply lined up against a wall or sat in a chair. All of them are single shots of mostly the upper body, the head. Some of them are full body shots. There are old-styled, like, record-keeping books that are laid out. One of which has clearly had at least half its pages torn away and thrown into an area that is now covered in char and ash. There are 4 other binders that are completely empty. Just simply, if they had paper in them, they're gone. The little bit of paper that is left, you can tell that, though there's no names still there, it is a space like a bookie's registry, like one for horse racing or something, where you can place a name, a monetary amount, things like that.
With the pictures that are available and even some of the negatives, I want to look through that and I want to sort of compare the images of these people to missing persons.
That would be... I will let you do rumors or matrix search. Both will bring up different things. It is up to you which one you wish to use.
I'm gonna do computer because I think I want to get something that's a bit more official. Yeah, or at least like access to official stuff. Piece of tree.
You're not going to get all of them, but you do get some more baseline missing persons, people who have posted them online, not just criminal things or whatever. Yes, definitely some names begin to match up from LA itself. But most of what you're getting, unfortunately, these are not names coming up as missing persons. These are names that are coming up as bodies found in various places.
After the fact.
Well after the fact. And there are bodies that a large portion of them were found in the downtown area a bit while back. Almost all of them had been drained of blood. This is basically someone called, they claimed it was an HMHVV individual or whatever have you. It's basically news stories going on. A lot of some of them are newspapers, kind of propaganda-ish, almost like scare tactics. Another group of them were found on a garbage barge. Those bodies had organs removed, or cyberware removed, bioware removed, things like that, and been left basically as pieces.
Like hard stuff. Okay.
Yeah, things that obviously you can't live without once it's taken.
Mhm.
The last little bit you get, and this is sort of important. There are 2 names among the missing persons, and you are able to find the photos for them. They are much, much, much older missing persons cases. Almost 15 years old at this point. They are from Seattle. They are, and these look like children. They look like maybe a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Like that.
5 or 6-year-olds. They're 2 twins, young children, blonde hair. Their photos are much older and kind of fuzzy, like they would have been burned, but you were able to keep them. They are Kelsey and Kyle Carter, and they stand out because these kids are familiar to you. And as you're flipping through all these physical things, though you do not find a photo among what you have, you do find, let me make sure I get this correct, find another photo of another missing person. Dear God, don't let me fuck this up. Of a young man by the name, maybe another 5-year-old orc child by the name of Danzig Walker. Also missing for years. Though that photo is not alongside the ones you find here, he went missing at the same time the other 2 did, from Seattle.
Yeah. So, I think Morningstar's stomach just drops into their fucking ankles. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they very quickly put these things together. And first very carefully starts explaining what they found on some of those pictures of people that were found on the barge, the bodies that were found that were sort of harvested for their various things. Then, ooh boy, do I do this in private or do this now?
Oh, and I'm reading my notes so I can give this. I want to make sure you have exact, proper information, because I did not say this, and I realized I didn't. The pictures you found of children were kept in their own private binder. They are not in a registry. They are not connected to a registry. And the binder itself, though it is not labeled, has the image of a twisted bat on the front with things hanging down. It's Mononongal's symbol, but it's a much more simplified version.
Wonderful. Incredible. We lost Noscavia. Noscavia.
Discord is not our friend. Discord is not our friend.
No.
It's putting us through it today.
Oh,
yeah. I think
The beard, it's gone.
I think
We only have the other beard now.
there. I think
The other beard.
Ugh. I think Morningstar puts a hand on the binder itself, and like her fingers sort of run across the symbol for a moment, and then she looks at T. And I think T at this point knows her well enough to know when like something is very much bothering her. And she says, I have found some information on on someone that is familiar to us all. I know you probably don't want to tell me too much of your past, T. But, what was your name? Your true name?
Okay, does this have anything to do with what we're supposed to be doing?
Well, yes, because I believe this dwarf. I believe he was a part of your past, and she will open up the binder to show him the picture of our girl, who right now I cannot remember her name, but of her and her twin brother, and then turn it to the part that mentions this missing orc 15 years ago.
Yeah. So basically,
Just
yes,
kind
you
of
have
presents it
photos
to
of what
me.
appear to be a very, very young Starry Eyes and her brother, and then what you are going to show him then would be a very old story of a case of multiple missing children, and among them is a photo of a young orc boy named Danzig Walker. And so that's what you're being shown, T.
Yeah, and saying that this man, this individual, worked with Monon Gold. And I briefly will show the Monon Gold symbol in the front of the binder before opening it up again.
He will take the binder, flip through it a bit, close it with one hand, hand it back. So he's not here.
It seems to me that he left in a rush sometime this week. Did not take his bike 5 days ago at the very least. He's got a bit of a head start on us.
We should try to catch up.
Yes, we should. I don't think we are going to find any hints as to where he is going in here. But
Neither do I.
Diamond Stallion might be a good place to start.
Okay. The J-Mobile.
Right then. Yeah, I will take one last peruse through to make sure we don't miss anything. And I'm gonna bring all these photos and the most that I can bring with me, I'm going to bring it with me. Just put it into my bag because I think it's really important. Yeah. Also, I am going to send a message to 404 and say, I found some information on your children, the twins, and someone who was involved in their original taking.
You will not.
Do you want to help me find them?
Not immediately get a response back. It will take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But you have sent that message.
Yeah, the second half of that message will be, do you want to help me find them? Essentially, my intention is to garner some of 404's resources and help to find this dwarf. Because the more eyes we can have out on the street to find him, the better it will be for us
That's my intention as we leave the apartment.
Right? I will have that put in. You will not be getting a response this evening. Not immediately.
Understood.
It'll take you time to get a response. Okay.
Understood.
Want you to know there was a part of me rushing to find a 4-person one, and thank you, Nascavian, for returning. I was very worried. We missed you, and we thought we lost your beard.
Yeah. I noticed, I'm like, everyone is wait, everyone's frozen. That means I'm frozen. And I looked at my internet. And I'm like, oh, my internet's disconnected. I look at my modem and router. I'm like, oh, they look fine. Let me reboot my computer.
Amazing. Glad you're back with us, though.
Yes.
So, I don't know what part you exactly dropped out in, but basically we found that the guy we're hunting is connected to the people who stole T and Starry Eyes and her twin brother and worked with Anna and Uncle. So, deep connections. And we're heading back to the van so that we can go to Diamond Stallion now.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Oopsies, hold on. Your GM has made a mistake.
Oh no. Ah.
I forgot to give you something.
Oh my god.
Everyone who was in that room. It is up to you who finds it. We'll see whoever gets the highest. Roll me perception, everyone.
I'll never glitch, bro. I'm not doing that.
Oh gosh,
No,
perception.
I'll roll.
What is perception? I don't have perception.
If you don't, that is defaulting on intuition. So you default skill, intuition, limited by mental.
By mental, okay. Cool.
I'm still pulling my sheet up.
It's alright, don't worry about it.
I got a full.
That's...
I got a good wolf.
Holy
Perception.
shit.
Ooh. Oh, not bad.
Shit.
Okay.
I got a 1. Check that out, guys.
Alright.
But there's a 6 in there. There's a 6 in there.
Woo! Alright, so, that would be... Yeah, that's
a group, I think we
that is
just
3 of you. Mojave, Cloudy, and, Morningstar. As you are on your way out, you are able to find one last item that is still in this room. It is a old school binder, but upon opening it, you realize that it is full of programmable paper. Programmable paper, to clarify, it looks like a normal sheet of paper, but it literally can be programmed. It is wireless and can be programmed to have anything written upon it. It is possible to save information on it. So basically it goes offline and it is permanently, until it is maybe turned back on or reset or what have you, it is permanently layered with what is on it. You find this, all of it is turned off, is why you did not immediately see it as a wireless signal. But it is labeled with stuff, and it is similar to the bookkeeping book you'd seen before, but this one's a little more filled out. It is a track of sales. Though this book does not appear to be like the others. It is written in the same handwriting, or at least the same manner of writing, but the front of this book has the Kraken symbol on it. Very clear and broad, and the Kraken symbols on it. And everything in here has reference to gangs in the area, Corp, and it's talking about things in kilos. This appears to be more like, this is the stuff that the gang does. And you see arms and talks of certain kinds of drones and lynxes. And as the list goes down, you see at the very, very bottom, there is a mark for Augie, or Augie's boys. And it is a vehicle. And then after that, there is a mark in red, and it says DNI. So
Okay,
it's,
hold on.
so it's basically like all the way at the bottom, you see Augie's boys, and it shows that they purchased a vehicle, but then part of this particular entry has a red mark at the back end, and it is marked with 3 letters, DNI. So D period, N period, I period.
As in, like, a do not interact, or
That was my first thought.
yeah. Okay, all right. DNI, interesting. Okay, but it has other than the mention of Augie's vehicle, that purchase. It also has information on other gangs, corps, and various arms sales.
Yes,
they've
it
named?
has. It has sort of something called origin, and a lot of the origin is Ares. It seems to have some sort of demarcation of what looks like a skull and crossbones, and what appears to be the symbol for New Yen next to the name of the origin, and then there is the item buyer, and then price. And so that's sort of how this is laid out. And DNI is actually marked on a few other places as well on this list. One of which is a woman's name. It does not have any affiliation. It's simply a woman's name. Oh my goodness. Maria Soko. Soko. That also has a DNI on it. And it also has another one of its DNI and KOS.
Okay.
Would I have heard my dad ever using any of these terminologies or ever talking about it based on like my upbringing in the corporate world for Ares?
These are not corporate. Does anyone have gangs, street, knowledges like that?
I have Ares macro technology. I have military. I have security companies, Knights Errant, and I have Matrix Games. And
I have
chemistry.
street drugs.
I have like technomancer street stuff,
Yeah.
and then local workers.
Yeah, I don't have too much street stuff on my end.
What about my security company, Knight Errant?
You know what? I'll let you roll that.
Cool.
I'll let you roll that. Knight Errant is a specialty, correct?
Yes, I think so.
So do not roll the specialty, just roll security companies. So basically, like, the specialty will show up as like its own little thing, and the security companies is the other. Click on that one, not
Gotcha.
the specialty. It is not uncommon for some very high-ranking gangs, like high-level business-style gangs, and certain kinds of security companies to share terminologies. DNI does mean do not interact. KOS is commonly kill on sight.
Kill on sight, yeah.
So whoever.
So wait a second.
Yeah.
Who was marked off as KOS?
That was a woman named Maria Soko. She has no affiliation,
Lord have mercy.
and it appears that on this list she was supposed to purchase a tanker, like an actual ship, like a tanker ship, and the purchase is unsuccessful, or it says canceled. and then it follows in with DNI and KOS.
What was this guy's name?
Her name was Maria Soko, Soko.
And the guy who were investigating, what was his name again?
Mitchell Russell.
Mitchell, aka Bitchell Russell.
Mitchell Bitchell.
Yeah.
Russell.
Mitch the bitch for
Mitch the
sure.
bitch.
So
Mitch the bitch
he had
Russell.
his hands. He had his hands in many a fucking pie. It seems. Like that's what I'm gathering from all this information.
Yes,
correctly, yeah?
he clearly had a lot of connection to the buying and selling that Kraken was doing, but it also appears that since Kraken has turned on him, he was doing other things on the side that the family did not agree of. As this book here is the only one that is labeled and designed like this that seems Kraken related. It has the symbol.
Okay.
It's the only one that has everything to it. Everything
So
else
I'm gonna
in here
take
is much
this one
more
as well. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one as well and put it in my bag. That way, we just have this important information with us, and I'm sure the Kraken wouldn't mind us taking any evidence of their stuff away from the scene and returning it to them. So, Morningstar will take it as they leave to go back to the van.
And that is everything. Really glad I caught that last note that I had forgotten.
Yeah, for sure. Jesus, that was so much information.
I don't know why I skipped it, because that's not even at the end of it. That was in the middle of it. I do not know what happened. Apparently, I got so caught up reading one of them. This is why, children, you put your shit in bullet points, not in a giant block of text.
We're
So
all
I-
professionals here.
Yes, I would like to do actually, unless local rumors would be better, but you tell me. I want to do a search for this Maria Soko, who she is.
All right. That would be Matrix search.
It's a 2.
Oh. Nah.
Even if it's
You know,
like
you're not
surface level.
You're not on a time limit. I'll let you do it again.
Oh, okay.
Because you can be doing these while you are in the car.
Yeah, absolutely. That is when I would be doing it. This one's much better. It's a 5.
It takes you a minute, but
Okay.
eventually you are able to find Maria Soko. Maria Soko appears to be a civilian at best. You find a social media page, a few other things. She seems like she had, at least at one point, run or owned some form of orphanage. It takes a minute to really click, because her face is almost never shown. Like, she never takes a picture of herself. Eventually, though, you do find a picture of her. And it's like a moment of cold recognition. Because you only know this face from some rumors and a little bit, and her face has changed so much. Maria Soko appears to be whoever Mononongal was before. This woman shares a resemblance, but the woman you see in a lot of these pictures, and by the way, this is an old account. Like, this account has not been touched in well over 5 years. She doesn't look exactly correct, but you know this is the right person. It's almost like this is just some... Like, the Mononongal you saw is wearing a costume of this woman.
Like wearing her skin.
Yes.
Amazing. Wow. she wanted to get a tanker ship, but then that was canceled. Do I have a date on when that sale was supposed to take place?
About the date was very recent. Like we're talking within the last couple months.
Like when we saved those kids, it was canceled
Before that.
before that, right?
And I will say it's clear that it was canceled, not
Hmm.
basically this is a business. It keeps track of whether or not it's they could not pay us versus we canceled it. Kraken canceled this order and then seemed to have put her on a list.
I see.
Given Kraken's attitude about Mitchell's stuff and their attitude on Augie, it appears that the higher ups of Kraken realized who she was and then seemingly canceled the order.
And they've seen our videos too. Amazing. Okay, wonderful, cool. I think that like, Jesus Christ, I give this information to the group like once because we're all in the car right now, and I let them know who Maria Soko is and who is currently inhabiting her body. And I say that it seems that the tanker ship she was going to own probably would have housed all those children that she planned on taking. And then Kraken found out and cancelled the order. And they have a kill on sight order on here as well. So it seems that they did not take well to the business that her and Mitchell were up to.
But was this before or after she was the blood spirit? Or got possessed by the blood spirit, I suppose.
Well, Maria Soko is from at least 5 years ago. So somewhere between 5 years ago and when we saw her, at some point Mama and Gold took over and is currently wearing her skin. I don't know exactly how long she's been in operation, but clearly
That's
long
what I'm
time.
asking. That's what I'm
Well,
asking.
Here's the thing. Maria Soko formerly owned an orphanage. This binder that I found, and I will point to the Mananangol symbol that's on it. There's images from here that is over 15 years old. So, quite possibly, Mananangol and Maria have been one and the same for a very long time. We don't have enough information yet to say anything for certain, but what we do know is she is wearing Maria now.
Yeah, I don't like that very much.
And I don't either.
Yeah,
At all,
that's
actually.
There's a lot about it I don't like.
Most of it I don't like.
Yeah.
The Krakens try to disassociate themselves from it, clearly. The only connection they had to her was Mitchell. Clearly he was doing business with Oki as well, which makes sense because we know who Oki worked for. Once they found out, that is when they tried to cancel it. But it's clear Mitchell... And a thought clearly occurs to Morningstar in this moment. It says, what if Mitchell is hiding with Mama Nicole?
Oh, I don't like that at all either.
Was working with her, clearly. The whole Augie thing went tits up. He was discovered by Krakens. All of that was cancelled. And then he had to run because now Kraken is trying to kill him off.
Probably. That would probably strongly diminish his usefulness
Why?
and make him less of a value to her. I think she'd just eat him at that point, probably.
You're not wrong.
Why is it that every time we try to get away from this, pops right back up again?
But if he is with
Great.
her, then that is one failed milk run.
Yeah.
a failed milk run and a failed milk run. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
I think the point is
We
that
can't
there
be
is no
failing our
running
quests,
process.
guys.
It's
We
not
have
that
to
we're
go.
failing the quest, it's that the quest keeps being big. We're trying to do small quests, and every time it's like, oh, this scary lady was gonna eat me.
I mean, if we can't get away from Mononargal and 404's weird family shit, we could go to Seattle, a couple other places.
There,
True.
I'm trying to.
there's still some
Well-
shit I need to deal with in this city.
I have to save my siblings. I can't.
I
abandon
want to
them.
live,
Sure.
and
Look,
I
at
don't
the
know if there's
very
anywhere I could run.
Well,
There isn't. But at the very least, let us find out the location of Mitchell. Okay? We find out that location, we can allocate things where we need to. But at the very least, let us complete that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's nothing here.
Diamond Stallion. Let us go there. We can talk to Sleipnir. Perhaps he can put eyes out and give us some information.
Alright.
I've also been in contact with 404. 404 has a lot of resources. So
What?
it also help getting
You're
eyes
trying to
out
get away
for
from 404 shit.
it is unavoidable. Like, unless you want to go back to them and say, hey, we're not doing this job, it is unavoidable.
Yeah.
Might as well use the resources while we can.
sure.
As I
Right.
said, we find location, and then we can decide as a group whether we want to go after it or not. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright then.
And with that, I assume you are all headed into the car.
And off to the
You're
stallion.
already in the car, yeah?
I figured. So while you were all having this conversation in the car, you pull up and park in front of the Diamond Stallion. And that is where we're going to end for this week.
Ooh,
Alright.
bitch!
Alright.
We thought we were gonna do some light work, JK.
I want to thank everyone
this is
for playing. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a good old time. We are going to go in order of the next person's I'm going to ruin. Jason, who are you? And why do you exist? You're next.
I am Naskavian. I play Jason on Table of Horrors every Monday. And I have... Oh, where are my books at? I have friends that write books. Our very own Daybreakathon wrote 2 books, Ward Breaker and Windswept, that take place in the Shattered World stories. And I also have another friend who wrote a book called Obelisk the Long Dream. And he's got a little QR code here. Right there. Yeah.
Along with
Oh, I
obviously-
also play Barry when Table of Horrors every
There we
Friday.
go. And I also want to put out the big shout out to our most supportive member of the cast, obviously, Noskavian's chair, who steps in for him every time he needs to leave us. Though we will always miss him, the chair is there, and that octopus gives me so many feelings. All right,
How cute.
let's see. Next person, who's the next most likely for me to ruin? Ah, right, I haven't ruined Cloudy yet. Cloudy, who are you, and why do you
Oh
exist?
god. I am Lord Radon, and I play Cloudy here on Mondays, and I play nothing else here during the week, despite the fact that there may or may not be times in the future where people are trying to get me to play extra things. It's tough to say. We'll have to see. And I don't stream anywhere else. Ever.
Ever?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Oh no, I messed with you too much. So I guess next is. See the last three I messed with too much. So. Ooh, you know what? Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
Hi. Why do I exist? I don't know the answer to that question, but I'm Daybreakathon. You can find me streaming things over on my channel at Daybreakathon. I've written a couple of fantasy novels that Noskavian has kindly pointed out. Buy them, please. I worked very hard. Hopefully the third one's gonna be coming out sooner or later. I also do the character art for the characters who have art. My commissions are open if you'd like me to do some art for you as well. Streams? Yeah. Oh, here's my dog. He has come running to say hello. He knows this is his cue.
Puppy.
Zombies are eating my brains.
Always good.
Hi,
Yeah,
Pepper.
you know, movie.
I think that was everything. With the dog.
I think so. Oh wait, I'm also Hatfield over at the Vampire
There.
Timeshare on Table of Horrors. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, damn. It wasn't even that long ago. Why we all forget the vampires? Oh.
Zombies are eating my brains. That's why.
Yes.
All right.
We like that sometimes.
I feel like I most recently screwed over our snack. So T, who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, I am Slippery Nosferatu. I'm here Mondays, obviously, as T103. I'm here Fridays as Slip of Clan Nosferatu. You can come see me this Friday, get deleted by the Harpy of Oxford if you'd like. In the middle of the week, I stream Variety. This week, and I don't know for how much longer, it's going to be Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. But not the Nosferatu run. I've been told not to do that, but I might do it anyway.
Aw, that's fun though. It's just
You
hard.
You should do it. Who was telling you not to do it? What? Hello?
I've been told not that it's because it's difficult, but because you miss a lot of the game, and for a first playthrough, it's not.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
that's fair.
okay,
Yeah.
fair. If you've never played through it before, and yeah, no, don't do NOS.
Yeah. Next
Nos
best
Like,
thing.
can't
Gang-
go anywhere. You're just automatic.
Gangrel, next best thing.
Gangrel.
Gangrel's pretty good.
Next
Gangrel's pretty
best
good.
Yeah.
And then last but never least, more. Well, hold on one second. Shit.
Eh.
Returned.
Oh no. Oh no.
That was amazing. That was great.
Mike, it tried to mute me. I was like, bitch.
How
we don't wanna
fucking
steal
dare
it.
it? How dare it try to mute our beautiful snack? Morningstar, who are you and why do you exist?
Hi, everyone. I'm here. I'm going to take a page out of Dave's book and say, to cause problems on purpose.
Hey.
Hi, you can find me here on Table of Horrors, obviously on Mondays playing Morningstar, but you can also find me here on Fridays playing Acheron, the Samitsi. I'm also a part of Lanyap Gaming, where we play all kinds of TTRPGs. We have a bunch of our stuff on YouTube currently, and we are actively recording things for sort of like our next season of games. So look forward to that. That should be coming out end of July, August time. Yes. You can follow me all over the interwebs, the Risa Rave, and I have spicy links if you're interested in that sort of thing. But, be respectful. And that is it. Yes.
With that, thank you, my lovely players. I guess I will go for me. I'm trying to type while I'm saying things. It's hard, apparently.
Bad plan.
There we go. Alright, yeah, it turns out you can't really type and talk at the same fucking time. So, hello, I am Softonomicon. Here on Mondays, obviously, I am the Cosmic GM who runs our Shadowrun game here. On Fridays, I play Ebony of Clan Ventru. Dear Lord, that child is going to kill me one day. Help, please. I have my own channel in which I do artwork and video games. Currently speaking, I'm going to be very artwork focused as I am participating in Mermay, which is where you draw a mermaid every single day of May. Which, oh god, a drawing every day. help me. I'm tired. On that note, though, I will shill. I do commissions. I drew the model you see speaking right now, and I will happily draw anything you would like for you. I also do graphic designs. I also did our overlay here. I have a Patreon where I am making a coloring book, which is the periodic table of monsters, which, as our lovely Rissa has told me, apparently is good.
They're lovely. Please go check them out. Please and thank you.
There we go. I am Shiv's hedgehog husband, and that is it. Oh, other than one other thing. There is a secret project coming around here on Table of Horrors soon. I'm hoping that there will be a teaser going up on the Twitter and possibly TikTok and possibly just played here at some point. By the end of the month, I'm working on it. Hopefully. But there is special things coming. More than one. Hold on. Technically, I guess there's two. Secret things. Whatever. Shiv. Hold on. Shiv probably already sent me someone to raid, and I'm not paying attention. I was going to tell Shiv to do the thing. He already did the thing. Alright. We're going to go raiding on... Oh god, those are zeros, but they're O's. Cosmos Games? Oh, they're playing Pathfinder 2E! Oh, I fucking love Pathfinder, hell yeah. Shiv, you start that if you can, you lovely, beautiful man. My lovely hedgehog, and then... Once and once that is, we cannot go until... Fuck it. Morningstar says the line.
I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out and I'm scared.